What's going on, friends? I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Please take an opportunity to visit our sponsor and the sponsor of this show, Tej Henley. What's going on, babe?
Hey, babe, how was your day?
It was actually pretty productive. Happy to be home.
Good. You know, we got a game today. Honey, a little rough around the edges.
I'm saying I've been working all night, taking care of business, getting to the. You know what? I don't even want to talk about it. I got you. I'm not trying to be out here looking like a dusty, and that's why I'm excited to have Tej Henley as a sponsor of today's video. They help me start and maintain my skincare routine by making the entire process uncomplicated. Honestly, it's the best skincare system for guys like you and me. I recommend you start with their level 1 system, which come with all of the basics: a daily face wash to get rid of the dirt and grime on your skin, a 2 times per week exfoliating scrub to get rid of the dead skin cells, an AM moisturizer with SPF 20 because you should always be protecting your skin from the sun, and a PM moisturizer to help your skin stay hydrated and healthy throughout the night. My favorite part about Tej Henley is that every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. In addition to amazing skin, members of Tej Henley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off the retail price and the ability to customize your box. And because Tej Henley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers an amazing deal. Just click the first link in the description. You'll get 30% off your first box plus a free gift. Click the link and get started today. We're taking care of ourselves. Self-care, fellas, is the first step to be able to get to that bag, to take care of business, and be on top of things and level up in every aspect of your life. Feel the Tej, my friends. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning into the Millionaire Morning Show. First and foremost, I got to thank our sponsor, Tej Henley. 30% off your first order, plus a free gift, uncomplicated skincare for men. Make sure you get your Tej pack. The link is in the description. Do not hesitate. Do not even delay even a little bit, because then you're going to forget. Go ahead and click the link in the description and make sure you sign up for that Tej pack. All right. So shout out to Tej Henley. I'd like to give you a extra shout out today. In addition to that, make sure that you subscribe to the Patreon. Yesterday, as promised, I did drop inside of the Patreon the recording of the mastermind session that I did with the Seat at the Table members. It's awesome. Some people tapped in with me and they sent me messages and they said, Anton, thank you for this. I'm halfway through it. I'm 3/4 of the way through it. I'm a quarter of the way through it. And it's not even as long as the other mastermind. So this mastermind was like 2.5 hours of Q&A that I actually recorded. And then we had some time before and some time after that we talked about it and stuff like that. But it's absolutely awesome. So if you guys are not a part of the Patreon, in which you get millions and millions of dollars worth of game for literally nothing, millions, and listen, it is hours upon hours of different videos and recordings and Discord groups and everything in there for you to really be able to level up and participate and connect with a group of people that's doing some big things. I mean, big things. Every week I curate content just for you guys that take you to the next level, depending on where I see you at that specific time. So if you're not taking advantage of the Patreon, what the hell are you doing with your life, man? You said you wanted a network. You said you wanted to align with a group of people. You said you wanted that next level content for practically nothing. You said that it was costing you too much, so you had to make some adjustments, and then you got that, and then I gave you coaching, and then what else do you got the whole blueprint. I'm basically paying you in the build the business because I'm giving equity to the people that's participating. They're using my money to build out a free business for them, and I'm taking them through the process of helping them to understand exactly. You're not getting a better education in college than you are rocking with me. So if you have not already, I'm going to prompt you to join the Patreon. If you don't, then we didn't need you anyway, because we want to make sure that people that participate in this group is people that actually want the best for themselves. That's the goal. Real talk. That is the goal. Don't look at my Rolex. Don't look at my robe. Don't look at my eyewear. Don't look at nothing. Don't look at my Benz that I'm about to drop in, that I'm about to jump in, and then I'm going to head to the airport and fly out. Don't look at my hotel. Don't look at my lifestyle. Don't look at my Porsche that I'm about to get out the shop. Don't look at none of the new stuff that I'm about to get. Don't look at none of that. Don't look at my first class flight today and then get jealous. You can have it too. They didn't stop making first class seats when they made mine. They didn't stop making Benzes and Porsches when they made mine. They didn't stop making presidential Rolexes and day dates and date just 41s, Submariner dates, Daytonas, Petit Philippe's. They didn't stop making them when they made mine. They didn't stop making it when I'm sitting on the courtside seats. They raised the prices. They said inflation. I said, I don't give a fuck about no inflation. They didn't stop doing it when they made mine. They didn't stop giving out information when they made mine. You can have all of that junk too. It ain't limited to me. Let's get this money. Let's bust down these bags. Let's be about this life. Comprende? Make sure you follow me on all my other social media. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter. I'm active on everything. On everything. I'm on everything. I'm on every live stream. I'm kicking it with you every day. We cooking. It's no fumble on a Friday. Listen. Before we get into the show, again, a link to the Patreon is in the description. And if you need to kick it with me personally, make sure that you send me an email at antondaniels413@gmail.com. We're going to get you scheduled. We're going to get you taken care of. So it's no fumble on a Friday. Let me kind of give y'all the blueprint of how we're going to do this show. I'm going to teach a lesson today. I'm feeling generous. Bag chasers, don't get mad at me for giving out game to everybody that's a little bit more high level than I would normally for free for everybody. I'm feeling very, very generous today, okay? I'm going to teach a lesson. I'm going to give you a general idea of what you need to look at from a real estate perspective, because real estate foreclosures are up 185% year over year. That is a fact. That is not my opinion. That is a fact. I am going to be generous, and I am going to give you a dose of information that I'm using, because one thing that they know on the Patreon is that I take them along the journey of me buying different properties. I'm buying a lot of land and all of that. And so I'm going to break it down for you. Of course, we're going to end the show with a review of a video that hopefully that I have not seen yet, but we can glean from in order to learn how other people are managing their budgets across the world, so on and so forth, right? But I'm feeling very generous today. I had a great time on Lapeef Let's Talk show last night. If you guys are not subscribed to Lapeef Network, we doing some phenomenal things over there. Me, my bro JR, Kayla, Kay, Logic, Rilla, Courtney, Q, JB, Chaotic, Amira, Sage, Lee. We kicking it, we cooking up, and we are building an empire over there. We had a phenomenal show last night. If you have not already, make sure you subscribe to that channel. That link is in my profile, okay, for y'all to be able to tap in. It's no fumble on a Friday, right? I know some of y'all got paid today. First thing you gonna do is trick it off. I've heard people say it on my panels. That's not what we do over here. We don't trick off. Tricking off is spending money on things and then justifying it by saying that, well, I would have had to do that anywhere. I was going to spend it anyway. I want to, you know what? I was going to go out here and chill with these hoes and all of that. We don't trick off on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We join the late night live streams and we kick it so that you then can keep your money in your pocket and you can reinvest in yourself so that your net worth continues to go up and then you don't win in the Victim Olympics, okay? We don't trick off. There's no fumble on a Friday. Some of y'all been fucking up all year. All year you've been fucking up. I said from the very beginning of the year, we're going to be very direct. We're going to be focused. I'm going to be on you. I'm going to push you. I'm going to be the example. I'm on top of it. And you just been fucking up every other Friday that you got paid. You triggering it off on these hoes. You didn't increase your lifestyle to impress people that don't care nothing about you. You still ain't started that business. You ain't joined the Patreon. You ain't got a coaching call. You ain't took a class. You ain't did nothing but continue to be the exact same thing that you was last year at this time, except you got a little bit older, a little bit slower, and a little bit closer to getting that knee replacement. Ain't take a stride in the right direction, ain't did nothing to save your own life. And then you want a woman to submit to you when you can't wonder why your kids ain't respecting you. And your parents is looking at you funny like, damn, I birthed that? It's no fumble on a Friday, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to make sure going forward, you still got the rest of the year. You don't have to wait till New Year again to come up with a resolution that you're not going to abide by. We're going to take care of business. I'm feeling generous today. It's no fumble Fridays, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to my bag chasers. Idaho bag chasers got the hoodie. My website is going to be launching within a couple weeks. Ooh, they said, Anton, you just going to keep on working on everything. I didn't even get off the Lapeef Let's Talk live stream last night until like 3 a.m. Back up, cooking with y'all. Videos is already scheduled and taken care of. I got a first class flight to catch. Yeah, it's first. Listen, Anton, you always talking. If it's pink, it's first. If it's pink, see that? DTW from Detroit, MC. You don't want to talk about that. Anton always showing off. He always showing receipts. That's because you need to understand and you need to be inspired by people that's really living life. All your leaders keep having smoke and mirrors for you and they're not actually telling you or showing you anything. They got a whole bunch of stuff that they got going on in the background and they ain't really doing nothing. But then Anton is out here living it and showing you and then trying to inspire you so you can then come along and grab the information so you can stop fumbling on a Friday. Let me check into the chat and see what's happening before I get to cooking up. What's going on, family? Natasha, Sabrina, Kojak, shout out to EJ the God. 702 says, got paid, and the first thing I did was get my coaching call, investing in my future. Appreciate you, big dog. We are going to secure all bags. Shout out to Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace. All money in, all money in. We only investing in ourselves. Hey, listen, for everybody that book a coaching call, for everybody that joined the Patreon, I want y'all to remember that this is, you can write that off. You can write that off as a business expense. If you have a coaching call with me, if you've ever had a coaching call with me, listen, Anton abides by the law. Okay. I want you to take the deduction on your taxes so that you can lower what it is that you're giving to the federal government. You can write off your Patreon. You can write off your coaching calls because it's all personal development. It's all helping you to become a better version, get to a better bag, business coaching, so on and so forth. You can write it off as a deduction. I have to pay taxes on it. You might as well write it off and get it off on your taxes. See, we do things right around here. We don't say, hey, make sure you only bring cash because we don't want the federal government. We don't do that here. We don't do that here. We already knew that Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, Apple, all of that. We are Zelle. We already know that they have to report to the federal government. There is no finessing over here. It's just straight up game. Get this bag. Let's secure it. Let's bust it down together and let's figure out how we can continue to level up. So shout out to y'all. All right. Also, Jeremy Clay, thank you. Thank you, my friend, for the 20 ball. Says, let me slide a 20 over before I hit the craps table. He said, I'm about to fumble that bag anyway. I have a small bag that I set aside to potentially fumble today. Any bag chasers in Vegas, get at me. Oh, no, Jeremy. No fumble on a Friday. Don't do it to us, Jeremy. Jeremy Clay, listen, man, you are my guy. Thank you for contributing to the platform. But please, please, Freaky Jason, don't fumble on a Friday. Don't do it. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get cooking. Thank you to everybody that contributes to the platform. We got the late night live stream on Fight Club. That link is in the description. And we're going to be doing great things. Even when I'm out of town, we still doing Fight Club because we're going to have a good time. Rita over here calling me on my phone. Honey, where you at? Are you going? I can't wait to come and get you from the airport. I might not have no clothes on. I said, Rita, keep your clothes on. No, I'm just kidding with you. Rita had been blowing up my phone, tapping in with your boy, FaceTiming me, talking about, I can't wait for you to get here, baby. I love you. I miss you. I said, I know. Daddy coming. Shout out to Rita Ree and my boy Chris last night being a good sport also. Chris says, good morning, people. My condolences to those that spent all morning listening to Drake's album. Shout out to you, Anton. Yeah, I seen that Drake dropped an album. I'm going to listen to it on the way to the airport. When I go into the Sky Club right after I leave here, I'm going to jump right in the car, shoot over to the airport, and we're going to have a good time. So I'm going to check that out. Shout out to Lil Black Duck. Says, been in the Patreon for a couple months. Finally jumped on the Discord yesterday and was not disappointed. C is the MVP. Boy, y'all don't be knowing. I got some girls and some guys in there that is dope as ever. Shout out to C. Shout out to Natasha. Shout out to my ladies. I always give praise and accolades to my ladies, especially the ones that's a part of the Patreon. I love my ladies. Y'all are so super dope. Shout out to you for joining in on the Patreon and jumping in the Discord because we got some dope stuff in there. We got people managing threads, people managing that. I got a group of people that's absolutely dope. So make sure y'all join the Patreon. We going to kick it. And then Kevin Robinson says, you chop major game every AM. I'm running up a bag on SPY with some put options right now on the stock market. Be careful of them options. Be careful of options trading. Remember, listen, I got a video on the Patreon of the things that I look for when I'm looking to invest in a company. Make sure y'all check that out today. Scroll through, check it out, right? And check out that. Shout out to you, Kevin Robinson, for the fireball. I appreciate you. All right, so let us get to cooking. I want to share with y'all an article. This dropped a few days ago. I put it off. I said, no, we want to cook up on some other things first before we start dropping in and kicking it and having a different conversation. All right. But this dropped a few days ago, and this has been coming out and people have been talking about it silently. It hasn't been It hasn't been like celebrated on the national news and stuff. And let me tell you why. The reason why it's not is because they don't want to have widespread panic. They already dealing with inflation. They already dealing with a war over in Ukraine. We having problems still getting stuff in and out. Listen, I had a little fender bender on my Porsche Taycan, like 3.5, almost 4 months ago. Do you know they just now calling us talking about we are done or we practically done. We was just waiting on one more part to get in. A little fender bender, just a little one. They was still waiting on a part to get in, and I don't even get my junk until I get back next week. Could have got it this weekend, but I'm not going to be here. We still dealing with logistics issues. I had shows on that. Now we possibly facing a recession. Ain't no possibly. We're facing a recession. It's staring you right in the face. Inflation is crazy. Housing is going crazy. Lumber prices is dropping because we going to get into that part, right? But this has been bubbling for a long time. So they're saying foreclosure activity increased. This is courtesy of Forbes. Came out on June 14th, 2022. Foreclosure activity increases just slightly. Now, when they say just slightly, what they're really telling you, and I'm going to break this down, is that foreclosure activity has been up significantly for an extended period of time. I'm predicting, well, I don't want to get ahead of myself. In May, signaling a steady climb back to normal. Well, let's break that down. Foreclosure filings were up 1% from a month ago, meaning month over month. This is consistent. Read between the lines, be able to draw out the context, but up 185% from a year ago, meaning that we've been consistently growing from a foreclosure perspective. And this is getting back to normal. According to a new report from Adam, a real estate data provider, as a result, there were 30,000 properties with foreclosure filings, default notices, scheduled auctions, or bank repossessions. 1 in every 4,500 housing units had a foreclosure filing in May nationwide. Let me say that one more time. 1 in every 4,500 housing units had a foreclosure in May nationwide. Now, why is nobody talking about this? Why is nobody talking about this steady increase, 185% year over year foreclosure problem that's starting to show its ugly head. And let me tell you, listen, of all the things that we could possibly talk about, because remember, I am a person that looks at information. I study Forbes, I study Business Insider. I'm looking at Yahoo Finance. I know what's going on Market Watch. I know what's playing out on Bloomberg, MoneyWise. I know those are the things that I look at. I'm not on Watchbusters and the Shade Room and none of that. I don't give a fuck about none of that. The only thing I care about is the thing that I'm going to capitalize off of after everybody continue to fumble their bags. Why is nobody talking about 1 in every 4,500 housing units had a foreclosure filing? We're not even talking about evictions. We're talking about foreclosures. We're talking about people today, and supposedly one of the greatest economies that we've been experiencing over the last year, are facing foreclosure, losing their home, getting put out, have nowhere to go. They're going to try to figure it out as they go. Why is nobody talking about 1 in every 4,500? And let me tell you why. Because this is the last thing that Biden needs. He wanted to talk to y'all about running in the Victim Olympics. We got a whole story now of black people getting so upset of the DeSantis guy down in Florida said a racist remark because he said that Elon Musk was African American in a joke. And y'all getting triggered again. Nobody wants to actually pay attention to the fact that I already predicted this. 1 in 4,500 housing units, and increasing every single month on a steady incline. Foreclosure filing. Lenders, let's go down a little bit. Lenders started the foreclosure process on 22,000 properties in May, down 1% from last month, but up 274% from a year ago. Let me say that for you again for the people in the back. Lenders started the foreclosure process on 22,000 properties in May, down 1% from last month, but up 274% from a year ago. Ain't nobody talking about this but me? Am I the only person that's paying attention to what's going on in these reports? Am I the only person that's deep diving trying to understand why are people losing their homes? Why are people in these bad positions? Why are people still fighting inflation, still hunting for homes? Nobody is paying attention to that overall across the board, across the entire country. People that are trying to sell their homes are selling them exponentially lower than they were a month ago, a year ago, so on and so forth. Why is nobody paying attention to this? Interesting. So let's put this in perspective, right? And then we go deep dive. I'm gonna give you some game. It's game time. So let's put this in perspective. I did a report, a quick video hit yesterday that I dropped, and it basically highlighted how, despite the extension from Biden on your student loans, majority of people are still not paying their student loans. The sentiment amongst people is that, I am still going to continue to put this off. I am going to run in the Victim Olympics. If he does not cancel all of it, which he's not going to cancel even remotely close to all of it, he may give you $10K, but don't bank on it. Despite all of this, they saying, I'm not paying my stuff. I'm not going to work. I'm not paying my student loans. I'm not paying my mortgage. I'm not paying rent. I'm not doing anything but just waiting on something to happen. And this is the recipe for disaster. You put it all in a bowl, and there's one big bowl of gumbo. And then they're going to run in the Victim Olympics, and they're going to say, Anton, why you got to act like that? Why you got to stun on us? Everybody can't be like you. Everybody can be like me. Most choose not to, which makes it an opportunity for you and I to eat. Nom, 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 nom. Right? So let me give you a little bit of a tip, just from a real estate perspective. As a person that has an extensive real estate portfolio, as a person that continues to buy land, I am now building properties. Yes, I am the developer. I'm the bank and I'm the developer. I'm everything. I want everything. I want to own the whole world. Me and my bag chasers are going to own the whole world. That is the goal, to eat and take care of everything. Thank you, Jaded Pride. I appreciate the fireball. Let me give you a little bit of a reminder. Okay? I'm going to break this down for y'all. From a simple C student's perspective, we're going to do a little bit of class before we get to the entertainment portion of this show, okay? First and foremost, I know y'all didn't do math in school. If you want to go with simplification and you want to simplify the process, this is really 1/2. No, that's not what it is. It's 15s over 30s. 15-year mortgages over 30s all day, every day. Do not ever let anybody, including a bank, convince you to ever get a 30-year mortgage. You are hearing this from Uncle Anton. I don't give a fuck what Dave Ramsey tell you. I don't give a fuck what nobody tell you. 15s over 30s all day, every day. Well, why, Anton? I can get more bang for my buck. I can get a McMansion with a 30 because I'm going to lower my payment, which means that I can then afford more house. They didn't tell you about the property taxes that's going to see when you go over into these other states, right? And let's just say you go over to Texas or you go over to Florida, which it has the highest foreclosure rate, and over in Vegas, over in Henderson, where they got over 2,000 units that's being foreclosed on right now, and it's going down, down, down. Or you shoot over to Arizona or Tennessee. You go to these states, right? And they don't have any kind of state taxes on your income. And you say, you know what? I get to get more money. But you know where they make up that money? They make it up in other places like property taxes. And your property taxes are extensively more, especially over in places like Chicago that don't even have a state taxes is still in play. Your property taxes is astronomical, and they are going to make money one way or another. So you're going to have to figure out how to finesse it, right? So now you go in and you say, well, Anton, I want to buy a house and I want to buy it at these incredible prices and I want to forego even inspections and so on and so forth, right? Well, you do know, first of all, that if you can't afford it at the 15, then you shouldn't be buying it at the 30. Okay. When you buy it at 30, let's say, for example, you buy a house between $250,000 and $300,000. Pretty reasonable in today's prices, right? We're going to teach today. We're going to teach today. And this is no talking points. I don't have no bullet points. I ain't got nothing. All I have is this camera in front of me, these lights, these phones right here, and this Rolex on my wrist. All right. We gonna cook. Shout out to Sir Shy. He says, I agree. You paying so much more on a 30-year mortgage. The majority of what you pay. Listen, it doesn't even pay for you to buy a house if you are not going to live in it for at least 10 to 15 years, because you can't justify the true cost of it. And you're going to hope that it appreciates with equity. But now what we're seeing right now, because economies are cyclical and that the prices are going down, and the first 10 years of what you pay, overall majority of it is going towards the principal, which means that the person that is servicing the loan, the person that holds your mortgage, is eating off of you. They're eating off of you. You can't look at the house as a whole and say that this is my net worth. You can't. Your net worth is going to be your debt minus out of what it is that you have into the house. So your equity is what your net worth is. It has nothing to do with the house itself. You're going to be paying property taxes. You're going to be paying maintenance and upkeep. How come from a business perspective, nobody takes that into consideration? They just say it's always better than buying and rent, but they don't have any context because all they're doing is using talking points. So what you see happening from the bank, they don't even have to do any marketing to you anymore because you've already made that the standard. Get a 30-year mortgage, move on and do whatever it is that you got to do. So now you're paying astronomical interest. So let's say, for example, you buy a home for $250,000 and $300,000, right? The interest that you're going to pay on that on a 30-year mortgage is probably going to be somewhere, depending on what your interest rates are, because the interest rates are astronomical. They continuing to go up because I did a show yesterday on exactly what the Fed is doing and as far as raising rates and how that's affecting you, right? But let's just say, for example, in a general sense, that you have a decent mortgage rate, not around the 6% that they're giving you right now, and it's going to continue to go up because they're trying to fight inflation and they fucking up all of the money, right? Let's say you're going to pay a regular, 4.5%, so on and so forth, right? You're probably going to pay somewhere around $150,000 in interest alone. You're going to pay a 50% premium in interest alone just by making sure that you get a 30-year mortgage. How that makes sense? Shout out to my dog, Justin K. says, I got to set up a call with you. I've been on the job 1 month. I'm already getting a big raise and I'll be running both departments. I'm meeting an architect right now to build my first modern home. Justin is a bag chaser. We already did one coaching call and he already secured that big bag. Listen, I don't have to talk it. My people gonna tell you about it. Shout out to Justin for the big bags that he continues to bust down. And thank you for continuing to rock with me and being a part of the Bag Chasers. Justin, I also appreciate you for all of the legwork that you're doing for the Build the Business that we're doing on behalf of the people in the Patreon. Thank you. And for everybody that's participating in that. Bag Chasers, unite. We bust down bags. We don't mess around. Shout out to Sir Shy. Says waiting for Bay Area, New York housing to burst. Don't worry about it. We're going to get to it. So now, listen, I'm feeling generous today, so I'm teaching a lesson. If you have not already, make sure that you tell your family and friends that Anton from AntonDaniels.com is live streaming right now, and he's teaching you a lesson on real estate and how you really need to look at it instead of all of these thousands of dollars that you're paying for these courses and they ain't teaching you shit because they don't know nothing. Do not get a 30. If you were to get a 15, that cost goes down from $150,000 premium to about $74,000. So you save yourself $76,000 in a general sense, and that's going to vary depending on what it is that you're paying from an interest rate perspective. It's a premium, and you're going to save yourself $76,000 right off the top. But they don't want you to do that. Why wouldn't the bank try to pitch me? A 15 instead of a 30? Well, they make less money off of you as a result of it. Of course they're not going to do that. Why would they do that? That makes no sense. So I'm going to take money out of my pocket to make sure that I educate you? No. They want you to live the 30-year mortgage dream. Buy more house than you can afford. Make sure you do it up to your payment just like you've been doing your car note, and make sure you fuck up and fumble the bag. Why not? Let's go ahead and get it. Why wouldn't they? Let's move on. I don't want to beat a dead horse. I don't want to deep dive into it because I can teach a 2-hour lesson on that. Just what type of mortgage you need to get alone. I don't want to belabor the point because I got a flight to catch today. Trash flow. Anton, what are you saying? Well, let's debunk a myth. From all of your real estate gurus that tell you, well, the thing that I'm looking for, Anton, is I want to get multiple streams of income. And so what I'm looking to do is rent out a property and then I can cash flow it. I call it trash flowing. Anton, why you dissing people that's saying cash flow when it comes to mortgages? Because they don't know what the fuck they talking about. But let me tell you, let me break it down for you, okay? On every property, I care not even a little bit about cash flow. I do not eat off of the rent that my renters pay. And as a matter of fact, I also do a video inside of the Patreon of how it is that you can find the best renters for your properties once you get into the rental business. Now, Anton is not saying that you should not get into real estate ownership and all of that other type of stuff. Actually, I'm telling you the opposite. You should, but I want you to understand what you're trying to do when you get into it. Stop looking for it in order to make sure that you can then live off the money that's extra on top of whatever you've allocated to pay the mortgage And then any kind of maintenance and expenses that go along with it. Property managers, I'm not for them. You don't need them. We break that down in the Patreon, but I'm going to get to that in a minute. Shout out to Mindset on Life. I own people's mortgages, so I disagree. I want them playing. I'm guessing he's saying paying as much as possible. Okay. Well, let me break it down. How can you disagree with something that I haven't even broken down yet? So let me tell you the difference, okay? All right, Mindset on Life. And then you come back and you tell me if you disagree, okay? Cool? Cool. I don't care about cash flow. And let me tell you why I don't care about cash flow. I don't care about cash flow, because I'm not looking to live off of the income and have it supplement my lifestyle. Once you start depending on that, you start getting outside of the business mindset, A. B, what you then have to do after you pay the mortgage, and if you're starting to have cash flow, a lot of people over leverage themselves and they're willing to get less than ideal renters, which they start having turnover. I've never had turnover. And then they can't necessarily support that mortgage. And so they use the cash flow from other properties in order to be able to prop themselves up. Not a problem. Cool. Cash flow forces you then to have to pay more than you have to when it comes to taxes, because you have to pay on capital gains. So any profit that you make from a business perspective, then you have to separate portions of it in order to be able to support the federal government's hand in your pocket. So instead of looking at it from a cash flow perspective, you should be looking at it from a net worth perspective, because the more money that I allocate back into the business, the higher my net worth goes, the less money I have to pay in taxes to the federal government. Are you guys following along? This is what they should be teaching you in school. The more money that I put back into the business, which I then take nothing out of it, which means I have to pay no taxes on it because I continue to pour back into the business. I pay less in taxes and I increase my net worth because I'm getting rid of what it is that I'm paying to the servicers of the mortgage faster, and I'm removing less of their hands in my pocket and increasing my net worth much quicker. I'm removing Let me break it down for you. Okay? Please, before you disagree, learn what I'm teaching you. I'm removing the federal government's hand out of my pocket because I'm not taking profits out of the business. I'm pouring back into the business, which increases my net worth. I'm going to flourish from a net worth perspective much faster than you, because rich people don't evaluate how much income they have coming in. They evaluate it by their net worth. I'm looking to get rid of the money, not spend it, because once I spend it, I have to give the federal government their cut. So I do two things. I remove the tax burden, A, and then B, I also increase my net worth, and then C, I do it exponentially faster because I'm removing the servicer of the mortgage out of the equation because I'm eliminating it by pouring more into the principal. Are we all here? Are we all gathered around? Now, you can live off the cash flow, and that's cool. But what's the goal here? The goal is to increase our net worth and to make sure that legally we can make sure that the federal government gets the least amount of possible out of us. We want assets. We want to own assets. We want to use those assets to make more money so that we can generate more assets. And that's how you get really, really rich. It's like compounding, except for you're doing it from a real estate perspective instead of doing it in stocks and any regular investment. You're not just taking the dividends. You're not taking all of the growth that comes along with it and then reinvesting it in that. You're doing it from a real estate perspective and removing the obligation that you have to pay to the federal government as far as taxes is concerned. Are you guys with me? And see, somebody will say something like this. Well, you still cash flowing. You're just not paying yourself from your rental income. The point that I'm making is that real estate gurus always use the term cash flowing in order to try to supplement or sell you on this narrative of additional streams of income. I'm telling you that any income that you get, you're supposed to be getting rid of it so that you don't have to pay taxes on it. Real estate is one of the biggest tax havens legally in the United States of America. Two things The government is going to incentivize real estate professionals and business owners. And if you're doing both, you're gonna have to know how to finesse this thing the right way in order to really, really be able to leverage everything that you have to get as rich as possible. The goal is to get as rich as possible, not give money over to the federal government so we can pretend to do things for people that don't even like us. Oh my God. Whew. I'm over here teaching a lesson. More importantly, for your renters, I am not trying to get them to pay as much as possible. I'm trying to get them to stay as long as possible. I want families that have small kids that are invested in the school. I'm not going to cook on that. That's a whole nother conversation. I've never had a renter leave. I've never had anybody miss a payment, pandemic or not, or anything. I've never had any kind of problems that other people have because I look at things from a business perspective and I take the long-term approach instead of taking a short-term monies that's often going to prohibit you from getting as rich as possible. Okay. Third, I've been on a land purchasing spree. Now that don't mean that you should just go over there and buy dollar plots in the worst neighborhood. Don't you go over there into the neighborhood that they had over in Baltimore in The Wire and start buying. So Anton told me, Anton ain't told you to go over there and do nothing. Anton has been buying land. Patreon members, how long have I been doing this? Patreon members, how long have I been purchasing land? Justin Palmer says, I remember learning about this in my business economics class. Listen, all y'all got to do is tell y'all kids teacher, tell your teachers in college, tell y'all kids teacher, listen, at 11:30, no matter what y'all doing, just put on Anton on the monitor and he going to cook. He going to cook. He going to give us the game. He going to tell us stuff that they can't even teach you and they ain't even telling you in these thousands. Listen, if y'all hustling and y'all selling courses and y'all want to steal content, go ahead and do it. Get your bag, young homie. Get your bag. But I'm telling you, if you're not a part of the Patreon and you're not getting personal coaching by me, you're missing. You're missing all of your shots that you don't take. It's an Anton. What's your thoughts on REITs? Listen, you're going to have to book a call or you're going to have to join the Patreon. I don't have time to teach on that today because Anton got to catch a flight. Whew. We got business to take care of down in Florida. Shout out to you for the 2 ball. Shout out to you for the 20 ball. I appreciate y'all. All right. So Anton has been buying land. I have been taking Patreon members along the way with me. I got a deal that I'm closing at the end of this month, but I bought land in anticipating prices falling for construction costs. If you follow what's going along in the economy, lumber costs are plummeting. I've been buying land in anticipation of building my own properties. It is also a tax haven. It's a safe haven for being able to park some money that we know is not going anywhere, and I can always tap into that resource whenever I need it. If you are not, because let's be clear, buying land is another opportunity for you to capitalize off of the ebbs and flows of what goes on in the economy. You can park some money there. You can then write it off as a business expense. And then much later on, you can either sell the land at a profit or you can do what I'm doing and you can build properties on it. Now, the land that I'm buying, let me take you through the process. And I'm not going to go too deep into this because this is stuff that we're talking about in the Patreon. Some of the land that I'm buying, obviously, it's in some of the best, most prestigious, and most stable neighborhoods outside of the Metro Detroit areas. It has to be in a good area. B, I've built relationships with the people inside of my municipalities. And so they pull the comps, they pull the what it is that they built right next door, new homes right next to you, right? And they're giving me literally everything that they did in order to be able to substantiate whether or not it's a good investment or not. Also, I've built relationships with people that I'm buying the land from. So my negotiation process is a little bit different. For every plot of land that I buy, which is significant, I get a significant discount because I'm buying it from a person that no longer can afford to hold on to them because they inherited it and they're under duress. and the relationships and the network that you build ultimately are going to net you the best opportunity. So what I did, instead of jumping in this housing frenzy like everybody else and having a fear of missing out, I parked myself and I said, you know what? Unless a deal just falls in my lap over the next 2 to 3 years, I'm willing to sit this one out. I'm not going to buy anything. I'm not buying anything. I allocated the majority of my resources towards reinvesting into the properties that I already had. I had 2 properties where I had partners in. I bought them out. And so I just started buying land and started preparing myself as a substitute because I could not find any properties that I was interested in buying at the time. And so now I'm going to go through the process of building my own properties, and that's going to be beautiful. So if you want to join along in that process and you want to follow me and see what it is that I'm doing, make sure you subscribe to the Patreon. The link is in the description, as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Listen. Let me go ahead and review this again one more time. 15s over 30s. Forget cash flow. And the cash flow is the mindset that you have when you go in and buying these properties. And then last but not least, buy land in the right areas, but do not be afraid of buying land. It is a phenomenal investment. All right. America is for sale. Let me check into the chat one more time and see what y'all talking about before we really get started. Shout out to Aaron. He says the recession is hitting like crazy in Boston today. The sports guru has spoken. Nah, he the sports guru. All right. Listen, I owe a few people some dollars. We going to settle up tonight on Fight Club. Make sure you join that link in the description. I did lose, so Anton pays up on his bets. Shout out to JC Hernandez. JC Hernandez got it. JC Hernandez is part of the Bag Chasers too. Listen, JC Hernandez joined the Bag Chasers, and then he going to bet me on a Celtics game and then get more money out of me. Shout out to you, big dog. Mindset on life. Oh, see, now you agree. I agree. I am a boring person, so I like boring income. Being rich is more action-oriented task. Boring people get wealthy. Fast-moving people get rich. Cash flow via notes, rentals, and businesses. See, I knew you was going to agree with me. And that's why I was saying, hold on. Let me cook for a minute, and then let me know if you agree. You can't just use the talking points. You got to get the context. Shout out to Mindset on Life that continues to contribute to the platform. Dick Maximus says, Dick Maximus, I am the villain of this story. Looking forward to the recession to lower home prices and increase foreclosures. I'll be after them like rare Pokemon. You and I both. We just going to capitalize off people's pain. No worries about it. Somebody got to get it. Might as well be us. All right. So listen, let me share with you guys this video. We're going to break it down before we go. And the video that we're going to do today, and again, I have not seen it. I have not checked it out, but it's living on $78,000 a year in Gillette, Wyoming. Living on $78,000 a year in Gillette, Wyoming. All right, cool. So look at JC. I got you, bro. I need that $130 to reinvest into the platform. If I win, the Bag Chasers win. Support the platform means more game for us. Thanks, Anton. Warriors at 6. You were right. I have to pay JC Hernandez. Shout out to Crypto Red Pill. Yvette says my dad had surgery yesterday due to relieve complications of strokes. He's doing amazing. We're partying all weekend. When he comes home tomorrow, yo, shout out to your dad, Yvette. We love you. We appreciate you. Shout out to your father. We glad that he had a phenomenal surgery. Yvette is a part of the Bag Chasers. Yeah, we like good news. We like, especially on a Friday, we like good news. Shout out to Yvette. All right. Living on $78,000 in Gillette, Wyoming. I have not seen this video. I don't think anybody in the world could ever top baby girl Lauren from yesterday. That was a treat yesterday. I'm just going to say that it was. We had a discussion last night on Lapeef Let's Talk, based a little bit off of that conversation in that show yesterday. And we were talking about high-powered women and the men that can get them. And listen, if you intimidated, just say y'all intimidated. I think those type of women are phenomenal, and those are the type of women that I rock with. I like successful women. I like dope women. Look, CC talking about Lauren was a mess. No, Lauren was a gem. How can you say a woman that was beautiful, had her mindset together, her budget was dope, she had a good work ethic, a feminine sentiment, she wasn't for the streets? What more do you want? She was literally, listen, that in my opinion, she was a 10. There is very rarely do you find somebody that has every single attribute and they have the right mindset. Her mother did a phenomenal job. That woman was a 10 out of 10, every which way. I don't even want to do any more review videos after her because I know that everybody that comes after her is going to disappoint me. Look at y'all. So how is she for the streets? Y'all are crazy. Y'all are absolutely insane. And see, that's why she not for y'all. She for... Anyways, let me go ahead and get started. So living off of $78,000 in Gillette, Wyoming. Y'all like these strags. Y'all like these little strag-alongs. So y'all can try to act like you can buy her a couple little Reeboks and then you feel good about yourself because she ain't worth shit and you can feel good about yourself. We not going for strags. My ladies aren't strags. My ladies are absolutely phenomenal. So let me go ahead and cook up on this video. I have not seen it. I'm going to react to it for the first time, just like everybody else. And we're going to cook. All right. So let's get to it.
I really want to build something that we can pass down and comfortably retire on.
And I want that too, but I have a hard time looking past the immediate. You know, it's always sunshine and rainbows for me, and he's able to see the things that could go wrong in the future, and he kind of protects us from all that by being the rational.
Oh, wait a minute. They got 2 kids? Living on $78,000 a year? Oh, no. I already know this is a disaster waiting to happen. They have 2 kids living on $78,000 a year. The devil is a lie. Anton, the average household median income is only $65,000, $67,000 a year. The individuals only make $78,000 a year and 2 kids. And they got 2. Listen. And they swirling. Let me move this. Oh, man. Y'all said call Dr. Umar Johnson. This is Dr. Umar Johnson. And I repeat, snow bunnies are out of the equation. We don't want, this is Dr. Umar Johnson. We don't want to be hanging around women. We don't want our black men drinking gallons of milk. Snow bunnies are out of the equation. Me, I like everybody. I like Asians, snow bunnies, black people, whatever y'all want to call yourselves. If you are a good person, Anton from AntonDaniels.com, I'll rock with you. Shout out to Aaron. Aaron says, buy her some Reeboks Classics and she'll love you for life. Snow bunnies are out of the equation. No. Woo! This is about to be stressful. I can already feel it. Y'all about to have me on the plane stressed.
My name's Roberto Orellana, and I'm 24 years old.
My name's Elena Brodus, and I'm 23 years old.
24 and 23.
Together, we make $78,000 a year.
And we live in Gillette, Wyoming.
24, 23, making $78,000 a year. All right, got it. Got it, buddy. Y'all about to have me stressed out on the plane.
So right now, I'm headed to my job, and it's about...
And you got a car note? I could tell you got a car note.
2 minutes away.
So you work 2 minutes away.
I usually wake up at 5:30 in the morning. My wife goes into work first. And then afterwards, I'll go in. I'll be in usually by 8 a.m.
They 23 and 24 and got 2 munchkins. Whew, sounding stressful. I didn't even have Leslie until I was 26. And then we made it intentional that we were only going to have 1 so that we wouldn't have to split resources in order to make sure that she was taken care of. I didn't know I was going to be rich. I knew I was going to be rich. I didn't know I was going to be rich, all right? He can walk. That's literally 2 minutes away. He makes $49,000 a year as a grant manager at a nonprofit for at-risk youth. Sound like he probably got a basket weaving degree. You know, the thing about having those type of jobs is that when a recession hit and the economy is messed up and they start trimming Those type of jobs be the first to go. I am not having another kid. She works at the same nonprofit as a youth advocate. Where did they meet? At the same place? Don't you know that you don't... Y'all gonna be like, Anton is so mean. Yo, you don't fuck where you get the bag bust down at. Unless he just got her the job later. Where you don't eat where you... Let me stop. Let me look at the whole story. I need to find out. So if one get laid off, they just gonna both get laid off if the place just go under. Okay. Shout out to Aaron. When was the last time he walked anywhere further than the kitchen? Y'all, we savages over here. We are savages over here. She make $29,000 a year.
So I work 6:30 to...
Oh, look at that. Look at that portrait. Anton, just relax. Just relax. We're not here to judge people. We're here to look at their financial habits, okay? Let's continue.
8:30, and then I go in again at 1 to 7.
Wait. She said her calendar was what? Let me go back one time.
6:30 to 8:30,
6:30
and then
to
I go
8:30.
in again at 1 to 7.
Whoa, what kind of schedule is that? She make $29,000 a year. She worked from 6:30 to 8:30 a.m. And then she goes back in from 1 to 7. What kind of schedule is that? Oh my God, that is horrible. That is one of the worst schedules I've ever heard in my life. Why are folks scared to study hard stuff? Useless degrees. Chemistry was tough, but I knew it was worth it. For real. It's not even hard if you just work hard. All you got to do is study and put the time in. Shout out to Kelvin. I appreciate you for the 5-ball, bro. I don't know why they so scared to do it, man. All right. Let me just hear their story. I'm not going to judge yet. $78,000 for a family of 4 is poverty.
I grew up in poverty, and I spent a decent amount of time homeless. And I had a number of operations to correct issues with my legs.
Oh, no. Not them both having health issues. He said you could literally get a bike and pedal a few times and coast the rest of the way to work. Facts. Listen, if I worked 2 minutes away from where I stay, I'm not even jumping in a car at all. So wait a minute. Listen, you got to pick a struggle. You can't both have health issues. Not you getting corrected, now you regular, and then you pick somebody else that was on the struggle bus too. No. We're not combining our powers for health issues. Jesus. I don't even know. She got weak bones?
My mom was a single mom, and so there was a little bit of turmoil there, especially with me and my sister both having...
This is stressful.
serious
And they got
conditions.
kids?
You get soft bones that bend, you get teeth that chip.
She done had over 20 surgeries. Oh, man. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Y'all not going to like my assessment. Let me go ahead and take off this Rolex because I'm feeling a little bad for even wearing it right now, considering that I'm wearing his salary. Some people, I'ma just say it. Some people should not have kids. They got every bad genetic disorder that you can think of. She Mr. Glass. Y'all know who Mr. Glass is? Mr. Glass is Samuel L. Jackson that was in that movie with Bruce Willis and all of that. And she Mr. Glass. As soon as you touch her on the shoulder, and she fall over. He formerly of cerebral palsy. Hopefully he didn't have a cleft. And then they gonna just have him a bunch of kids too? Come on, man. Have y'all ever seen that movie? What's the name of that movie where Samuel L. Jackson was Mr. Glass? Unbreakable? Something like that? She Mr. Glass. He got cerebral palsy, and they over here having kids. Listen, I'm not here to laugh. Oh my God. What is wrong with people? Jesus Christ. It's called Glass? All right. Oh,
We didn't have a lot growing up. We were kind of broke, but we were never.
I can't listen. I can't help if I'm laughing. Listen, you don't. You can't get mad at me for observing. I can't help what I laugh at. I can't help what I laugh at. I'm holding it in as best as I can. Jesus Christ.
It just made me a really optimistic person.
Oh no, not the Mr. Glass haircut. Lord, have mercy on me. Lord, please, God, don't judge me for this live stream. I did not know what I was walking into. Oh, Jesus. Hold on, y'all. Hold on 1 minute. Y'all got to stop sending me these videos. Y'all got to. Oh, man. Hold on. This man got the glass haircut. I'm looking at Samuel L. Jackson right here. Oh my God. Hold on. Tell me that ain't him. Tell me that ain't Mr. Glass. I'll wait. Tell me that ain't Mr. Glass. I'll wait. This man is Mr. Glass. Look at this. He went Mr. Glass on us. Y'all got to stop sending me this foolishness, yo. Oh, man. This is what the name of this show is going to be. Mr. Glass. I'm changing the name of this show. That man went full glass on me. Oh, Jesus. God, help me. Not before I get on a plane. Not like this. All right. We have some more to get through, okay? I'm here to judge their financial decisions. I'm not here to judge them as individuals. And he got a full ride, okay.
I was studying early childhood education, and I did not finish that out.
She went to childhood education, and she never finished. So we all know that women are the most enrolled. They met up at a coffee shop. Okay. He shot a shot at the coffee shop.
We realized we both had gone through a lot of the same experiences. We both had the same surgeries.
That's
and we
Tambert
really connected
Einstein.
over.
That's not trauma bonding. That's Tambert Einstein. Wait a minute, ma'am. Don't tell me y'all was over there trauma bonding. Not off the trauma bonding coffee. Oh, Jesus.
We realized we both had gone through a lot of the same experiences. We both had the same surgeries.
Oh, no.
And we really connected
Not
over
connecting
that.
over
And
the
our
surgery.
personalities just really meshed well together. I don't know. It was fate.
Not trauma bonding. Oh, my God. He graduated with a bachelor's in chemistry. They moved to Wyoming so he could pursue a PhD.
I decided to go get a PhD. I didn't finish that. And that's really because I didn't realize all that it entailed.
Oh, sir. Oh, not Mr. Glass again. Oh, Jesus. And since he got married, he didn't put on some weight. Neither here nor there.
Also raised to believe that you had to get a terminal degree to be successful. And as I grew up, I really realized that you don't have to do that. You can be successful in so many other ways.
Hold on. First of all, stop putting up these old pictures. That is not him no more. Do not use old pictures. Give me an updated picture. Stop using these old pictures. All All right, this is what we gonna get to. This is what I want to
I
see.
did not come from a family that really budgeted.
Oh,
the money
Victim
just
Olympics
always ran
already.
out.
He tracks every penny. All right.
And I do it in like a proper accounting software. It's really to an extreme extent, but it brings me joy and I find it comforting to know
All right.
exactly where
Let's see this
everything
budget,
is.
buddy.
So when I go to the store, I just look at the budget. I go, okay,
All right,
this
let's
is
see
on
what
it,
we got.
this is not. And so I can just slowly cross things off. I make sure to keep my receipts.
Right now, I think we're down to a comfortable $450 a month on groceries. And I think
Wait a minute. Let me break this down. Let's look at this really quickly. So we got $37 in subscriptions. Not a cat. Get rid of that cat, buddy. You can't afford no cat. You got 2 children. $90 on phones, $340 in discretionary, $550 on food. That's bullshit. I know you spending more than $550 on food. If you don't get your I spend more than $550 on food, I'm lying on my budget. That is BS. They spent, listen, they have, it's 4 of them that are in the household. He's clearly, listen, I know, I picked up weight. He's spending more than $550 on food. That is BS. A little weight stopped the cat, bro. He picked up a whole person. Anton, you'll have a person in big trouble for inappropriate public laughter. I'm over here with aching sides. I can't go nowhere with you. Shout out to C. I'm just telling it like it is. Yo, listen, this is all cut the cap. That's the first lie. You spending more than $550 on food with 4 people, and I see you. You eating. He eating. Y'all see his before and after photos? Boy, you lying. You lying on your food. Transportation. Dummy. $800 a month in transportation. Let's see what that look. What that's based on. Look at him. Subscriptions. Xbox Game Pass. Xbox Game Pass. All right, so transportation, let's see. Cars and gas. This boy is spending $800 a month on transportation, and he lives they both live 2 minutes away from their job. Now, how does that work? Somebody help me to understand why you spending $800. You make $78,000 a year, right? You're literally spending $9,600 a year on transportation, and you work 2 minutes away. How is that possible? I'm Melanin Swag says, Anton, you ain't right, bro. Why does this make sense? Y'all tell me how this makes sense. How do y'all compartmentalize it? $800 a month, $9,600 a year, and car notes and gas. And he lives 2 minutes away from where he works. And they both work at the same place. Duh. Uber Eats premium subscription. He don't even pay no gas. What are they driving? Bruh, that is so off. All right, so let me look at the rest of this stupid budget. Insurance, $1,100 a month, which includes health, dental, vision, and car insurance. Listen, his total transportation costs are even more because they then have to pay car insurance. The majority, I'm more than willing to bet that car insurance probably eat up about $300 a month because listen, first of all, they're under the age of 30, under the age of 25, under the age of 28, which means that car insurance is out of control. They probably spending $1,100 a month on transportation. They can save that right off the bat. That's over $12,000 a year. Dummy. They $1,100 a month in insurance. Dependent expenses. What is dependent expenses? What the fuck is wrong with this budget? Daycare and diapers. Listen, y'all, think about this. $1,200 a month in daycare and diapers. That's like $15,000 a year. So think about it. If they making 78, y'all keep telling me I'm off, but the math ain't mathing. If you're making $78,000 a year together, he budgeting every single penny. He's spending $15,000 let's just say 14.5. 14.5 in daycare and diapers. Daycare, you already, listen, without even taking taxes out, you already cut 14.5 out, and then take another $13,000 a year just for transportation. This is stupid. This is dumb. Mortgage and utilities, 13.17. They got to pay that. This is the dumbest thing that the math is just not at. It's not mathing. And
A large part in that is that we're following a diet called the carnivore diet right now. We're not following it super strictly though.
Oh, not the carnivore diet. Fam, you ain't looked at yourself? Well, come on, Jesus Christ. What is this, a practical joke? They literally aired this on, this motherfucker said I'm on a carnivore diet. If this dude don't get to fasting, oh my Jesus. Preach on that budget, bro. Financial planning is a must. Shout out to my dog Pocket watching with JT. JT, this is a disaster. This is a disaster. They make $78,000 a year, 4 people in a household. They spending at least $12,000 a year on a car and car insurance for a job that they live 2 minutes away from. They spending $14,500, $15,000 a year on 2 kids that they can't even afford, and these fuckers are on a carnivore diet. What the hell am I looking at right here? Shout out to Persevere TV. I think they just gave the numbers up that added up. The math ain't mathing. The math is not math. And we're not even talking about taxes or anything. These fuckers said I'm on a carnivore diet. Hold on. Okay. Let me not be so mean. Let me be a little bit more objective. Maybe I don't know what the carnivore diet is. She just pulled out a bunch of meat. That's why your bone's so brittle. Eat some vegetables. Jesus Christ.
Groceries. And I think a large part in that is that we're following a diet called the carnivore diet right now. We're not following it super strictly though, and our kids are on a perfectly normal diet, so we still get other items.
A carnivore diet? Hold on. Let me make sense of this, Freaky Jason. They also spend $100 a month on entertainment and fun activities. So basically they buy video games, okay? What is the carnivore diet? Somebody tell me what the carnivore diet and help me to understand this. This is retarded. I hate to use that word, but this is just stupid. Oh my God. Y'all want to live like this?
We love to play video games and we enjoy watching movies every now and then.
I think my biggest hobby would probably be my saxophone and my guitar, most of which was self-taught.
I have no thoughts on this. I don't care. This is stupid.
We knew right away that we would want kids. We looked at all the expenses that you have for kids, but we were like, oh, well, we can do this. We really didn't realize how expensive kids were, and we didn't realize that our daughter would be sick.
Jesus Christ. Is this a bad joke? She said we didn't realize how expensive kids would be, and we didn't know that our daughter would be sick. Y'all two walking, you missed the glass. Jesus Christ. How didn't you know that when you combine your powers that you would create more crazy? You literally you're combining bad genes together to create more bad genes. And y'all trying to tell me, y'all literally are telling me that everybody deserves kids. That you can just comfortably live a lifestyle off $78,000 a year, and that's just cool. They can't breathe. He's literally talking to you, and he's saying, not one thing. Let me rewind this budget real quick for y'all. Not one thing in his budget said savings. Not one thing in his budget said investments. Not one thing in his budget. Where do you see it at? They out here playing video games. They buying cars that they don't need. They over here having kids that they ain't supposed to be having because first of all, they both is crazy and they both got health issues. And secondly, they don't truly understand the costs that go into it. But that was the first conversation that they had is, yo, we want to have kids together. We knew that. If we ain't know nothing else, we knew that I, as soon as you touch me, can have some kids and my bones is brittle. And him, he over here walking around with cerebral palsy, driving cars. Ain't one thing in here that say investment, savings, retirement, 401k, Roth IRA, nothing. Not one thing in here. I see subscriptions, cats, phones, discretionary, food, transportation, insurance dependent expenses, and mortgage and utilities. Somebody point to me where I see any kind of investment, savings, anything. Anything. This is dumb. I'm going to be honest. Listen, I know that they walking around being crazy and got health issues. That's the nice version of me. The real version of me is say, I know y'all walking around dusty like a box of powdered donuts, being stupid. And this is the life that y'all want to live. He penny pinches every single thing that he has. I would venture to say, as crazy as these two people are, that this is more common than not. I would venture to say, as crazy as these two people are, this is more common than not. Kingdom Minded says, Jesus, Lord, I'm behind in the stream. I choke my when you say, wait a minute, they got 2 kids on 78K and they swirling. You are not right, sir, but you're right. I am so right. I'm right. Shout out to Brock. He says, bro, this got to be a comedy skit. It can't be real. That's what I'm thinking. Anton, I appreciate those morning shows. As a bag chaser, they need to join the Patreon ASAP and need a coaching call like yesterday. Whew. Kingdom Minded says, I can't take it. This is getting worse. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this. Chris says, this is why you plan before you start a family, $78,000 a year. You should have at least 30% save per year towards savings and an investment account. Listen, they increased the thresholds on your 401k for you to be able to contribute $20,500. They moved it up from a $19,500 to $20,500, and the Roth IRA, they kept it at the same. Listen, if you make $78,000 a year and you're contributing for one person, that means, because we ain't got to worry about taxes, right? On Roth or on 401k contributions, I would prefer y'all do Roth 401k contributions, but let's just say we're going to do 401k, right? If you contribute into that every year, right off the bat, they add $58,000 a year. Right off the bat, you add $58,000 a year to share between 4 people. That is poverty. Poverty. With the average rent at $2,000, even that $100,000 ain't looking right. That ain't even looking right. All right, let me go ahead back to their carnivore diet. These kids is eating like savages, and they over there playing video games, and they ain't got no savings or nothing.
Well, we love to play video games, and we enjoy watching movies every now and then.
I think my biggest hobby would probably be my saxophone and my guitar. We
knew right away that we would want kids. We looked at all the expenses.
I could have predicted to you that these kids was going to be bass heads.
But we were like, oh, well, we can do this. We really didn't realize how expensive kids were, and we
inflation
didn't realize
killing them too.
Be sick. It's all going.
And they got little kids too. Oh, say it ain't so. You didn't know that your daughter was going to be walking around as minor glass. You missed the glass, they minor glass. Jesus Christ. I can't do this, y'all. Y'all got to stop sending me these videos. I can't fucking do this. I'm not about to do this. I'm not about to nuke these base heads right here, man. I don't care how... Christ. Oh, my God. And who gonna have to pay for it? Me? You? Everybody that's high earners that pay the majority of the taxes? Top 5% pay the majority of the taxes in the United States. Oh, you didn't know that your kid was going to be walking outside with a walker all of a sudden out there like minor glass? And I'm supposed to be, I got to be the nice one. Is that what y'all telling me? I got to be the nice one? Okay, let's get through the video. I can't do it. Mr. Glass and minor glass.
It was just kind of young and childish and thinking, oh, we can do this. And, well, we did. We made it work.
Jesus Christ.
Budget-wise, her medicine is quite expensive, and not all of it is currently covered by our insurance. But We also have to continue paying because we need the coverage for other things that come up.
And then let me tell you what they're going to do. They're going to blame the federal government, and it's going to be Trump's fault. It's going to be Biden's fault. It's going to be the system's fault. Why is medicine so high? Why did we... Listen, nobody told you to have kids. Nobody told you to have kids. This is your fault. This is your fault. Nobody told you to have kids. You out here walking around acting like a box of powdered donuts because you dusty now. Oh, God. This is so dumb.
Of course.
Oh, did I not predict that? Now, listen, look, here's the play. This is the play. Eat the rich. The rich need to pay more in taxes to make up for these people that's running in the Victim Olympics. Now they giving out grants. The Build Back Better plan. We're going to get more Victim Olympics. Listen, man. Oh, I wish I could run this world. We would absolutely, positively, just completely remove all problems. It's going to be a simple solution. It's going to take some very, very tough times, but we're going to remove all of the foolishness. Jesus Christ. This is y'all tax dollars. Oh my God. I'm about to throw this across the room. I'm literally about to throw this across the room. I can't finish this video. Y'all. This is so dumb. Oh my God. I'm so broken, man. They work for a nonprofit agency, and then a nonprofit agency got to help them pay their medical expenses. Jesus Christ, Lord, help me, Lord. Bless me, be offense. Bless me to say the right things and not to say nothing so egregious. Please, God, don't let me do it. Kingdom Minded says, I don't cuss, but Anton, you ain't sugar, honey, iced tea. They partying off of the earned income credit. This is the dumbest thing that I've ever seen. Of all of these videos that I've been reviewing so far, this is the dumbest.
While me and my husband are both at work, the kids go to
Jesus
daycare.
Christ.
Daycare for both of our girls costs about $1,100 a month. It was really hard to justify, but
look at this dumb.
Daycare offers a lot. They have a before school program and an after school program.
So now they latchkey kids too. She goes to work so that she can pay for daycare. Now make it make sense for me, Freaky Jason. Make that math. She goes to work so that she can pay for daycare. She go to work from 6:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. and then 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. Make that math for me, y'all.
So in theory, our kids can continue to go to this daycare all the way through elementary school.
Oh, Jesus, Lord, help us. Please be offense, God. Do not tell me I'm looking at what I'm just looking at right now. Now they purchased a home with zero down. Let me guess. You're paying private mortgage insurance now, too. Fucking A. Okay. Oh, Freaky Jason. I can't believe that y'all even feel comfortable saying anything to me at all. I don't want nobody ever in life, unless you come for all of these people that's running in the Victim Olympics, don't say nothing to me about what Anton wearing, what he buying, how much money he's spending. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear one word from anybody to say anything to me at all. Y'all please help me to understand how this makes sense. I'm stressed out of my mind right now. How is this possible? Real talk. Persevere Data TV says, damn, I'm paying for the Xbox and carnivore meals. Yes, you are. Welcome to the Victim Olympics. Sheesh, this is real Fumble Friday-ish. Absolutely. Okay, now I'm mad. Absolutely, me too. How does this make sense? Are y'all reading what we looking at on the screen? I'm gonna just stand up for the rest of this one.
So our mortgage is a little over $1,000 a month, and the interest rate is about 2.625%. It's a 3-bed, 1-bath house. You know,
they need a coaching session,
Alexandria.
Alexandria.
Like it's a pretty modest house.
Look at all that cat food. Look at all that cat food. Oh, say it ain't so. A 30-year mortgage. I could have guessed it.
So much to want to protect. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that they have this home to grow up in.
You can't even walk down the stairs, ma'am. You missed the glass. Oh man. They just wanted to make sure that they stressed me all the way out on this plane. Let's see. He don't have no student debt. She got to pay off $2,300.
We were paying that off. Right now it's frozen because of the pandemic and everything, but we'll go back to paying that off, and we're going to pay it off pretty quickly.
I can't do it. I can't do it. No. I can't do it. Say it ain't so. This could quite possibly be the dumbest thing that I've ever seen in my entire life. Could quite possibly be the dumbest thing that I've seen in my entire life. Shout out to L. Will. Please, how much longer is this video? Let me see. 2 minutes. 2 minutes and I'm gone. Out of this video.
We plan to really take care of them and keep them as long as possible.
Wait a minute. They got more than one car? They got more than one car? Fucking A.
Once we pay off these cars, it's just going to free up so much money that we'll be able to save, invest, and pay off the house with. We don't really have a savings account. That's something we're planning to do in the immediate future. Right now, all the money that we have left over has really been put towards tackling the debt on the cars to get.
What do y'all want from me? What do y'all want from me? This fucker says we have nothing. We have nothing, nada, zilch, zero, nothing. We got 2 kids that's walking around like Mr. Glass and Mrs. Glass. I'm baseheadish. He a crackhead. We ain't got no money. We on a carnivore diet. We got 2 cars with 2 car payments. No savings. Listen.
Get that out of the way because that'll free up so much money in the future.
This is the dumbest thing that I've ever had. This is so
right
stupid.
now we don't have any sort of investment accounts.
Jesus Christ. Somebody get this couple over here and get a coaching call so I can cuss him out. Somebody get this man over here to get a coaching call so I can cuss him out. Please, y'all. Please don't stress me out like this with another video. I need a weekend off because this ain't right. Look at that man.
I think the circumstances that I was in put me in the mindset
they also
that
major
I needed
contributors to
as
Umar's
far
school.
remove myself from those circumstances as physically possible.
His short-term goals is to make $50,000 a year. He make $49,000 a year, but his short-term goal. Okay, hold on. Maybe I missed something. One of his short-term goals is to make $50,000 a year, right? Let me rewind it. He makes $49,000 a year, and his short-term goal is to make $50,000 a year. What the fuck are we looking at right now? Listen, I got a good memory, relatively. I remember what we said. The math is not math in here, buddy. I got 50 more seconds.
It's not going to have an impact on our lives, really, but it will have the psychological impact of that where I'm halfway towards 6 figures in my own income.
He said it's going to have a psychological impact and that he's halfway at 6 figures. I'm not doing this. I'm done. That's it for me. I got nothing for you. That's it. I have nothing else left. That was the cherry on top. I'm putting my Rolex back on. I am. I'm putting my Rolex back on. Now I have listen, this gives me the psychological effect that I have his salary on my wrist. This is me putting my salary on his wrist, on his salary on my wrist. Jesus Christ. Spare the rod, spoil the child. Should have got more whoopings when they was coming up. This is full of the devil. The devil is a lie, and the truth ain't in you. That's what they used to say at church. Let him have his way. Tabernacle. Hallelujah. Jesus. Do it anyway. I can't do it. Listen, I got a flight to catch. I do love y'all. Y'all played a practical joke on me today, sending me this BS. If you are not a part of the Patreon, link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Thank you for rocking out with me. I'm stressed now. I was supposed to have a good Friday, and I'm over there looking at they finances, stressed out about they finances more than he is. And he talking about I want to make $1,000 more so that I can have a psychological victory of making half of 6 figures. Boy, if you don't get your... Jesus Christ. I love y'all. I do. But y'all don't love me today. Y'all don't love me today by sending me that video. No Fumble Fridays. Fight Club is tonight. Make sure you hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to the channel. If you need a coaching call, call Pocket Watching with JT. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Only smart thing he did was no student loans. And that wasn't even his doing. That wasn't even his doing. I bet you the Victim Olympics Fund gave him that. I bet you. I'm riding first class. I'll see y'all on the first class flight. And I am vlogging as usual. Peace. Do me one more favor before y'all get up out of here. Hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. Share this with your family and friends so they can be stressed out just like me. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Fight Club tonight. I'm going to holler at y'all later. I love y'all. Y'all better start loving on me too.